This is likely talking about people like Valkyrie because there's
Alright, hey, what's up everybody?
on the situation. Valkyrie, Lily Pichu, Pokimane, these were the, close friend group here. People responded, Toast always the realist. Toast exposing the backstabbing hits different when you remember how tight this whole circle acted during the Among Us era really proves the point that streamer friendships are built on content potential more than anything real, and the second someone becomes a liability, the bus arrives fast. Most of his friends are women, and surprise, women don't like it when you amass cheating on all the people in your life. Put aside the celebrity, cheaters are looked down upon heavily. This shit isn't really surprising me. Is because streamers are fake as F and slaves to fake numbers who beg for validation and they have no morals whatsoever. The Golden Globes Ricky Gervais speech applies to streamers as much as Hollywood celebs. That's why I call them the Hollywood of Twitch. Any person hanging out with Diddy Piker needs to be investigated. I'm telling you. The difference, the amount of money. Asmund told us the truth to our face, streamers are fake as frick. It's a fact, not an opinion. So anyways, we got Valkyrie here, continuing to be absolutely spineless. She deleted her joke about Saikuno under Jason the Ween's tweet. Basically, we got another popular streamer, Jason the Ween, and he's kind of trolling here, acting like Saikuno, doing the little e-boy pictures. Ray responds, "Let me get you more jewelry." And this is exactly what she said to Saikuno back in 2022. I will be getting you more jewelry, yeah.
Hybrids absolute no noises intensify.
He deleted his tweet calling out his friends. I mean, what, bro? All these people.
What's up, man?
And then immediately looking at the public backlash, and then immediately deleting it. Like, bro, can anybody stand
Fuck, there's
on
two of
business?
them. I can't handle two of them.
She's
Let me
like,
go back and make
zero
some.
on tweets since her
Hybrids
start.
absolute how goes pirate game.
It's going alright.
But as a person, as for her tweets, they're freaking
I'm getting used to it now. Oh shit. I'm getting used to it now.
Just as inconsistent as Twitch fans. I will say that she's more roped into this because of her friendships, right? Because of Pokimane, because of Asan, etc. And she feels the need to constantly defend them. God, she's so freaking stupid. She seriously needs to retire and live her life. She's too addicted to this internet fame shit. Oh my god, she responded on stream. Why she deleted her tweet? What is wrong with her, bro?
We need to talk about my tweet. No. Okay, well, I'm going to. I was making fun of my own comment from a long time ago. I thought it was going to be lighthearted. It was not lighthearted. I deleted it because it, a lot more harassment. A lot of harassment, so it was like, damn, it was funny. I was trying to be lighthearted about it, so I thought making fun of my own comment,
Alright.
you know, was...
Let's hit the beaches.
Get off Twitter. I don't want to get off Twitter.
I'm
I
gonna
love
try to
Twitter.
fight one of them big crabs. I just saw one over here somewhere.
At the end of the day,
There's one. Oh, there's a zombie near him too.
I can't really change anything. Don't do it. Don't delete Twitter. Twitter's fine. It's okay. Stop caving to the Twitter mod. Dude, I don't even know why people are saying I'm caving to anyone. I feel like no matter what I say, people get mad at me. I feel like cave to who?
I think
Everyone
I could
hates
take that
me.
guy.
What? Who?
Come here, buddy. Come on out on the beach.
It's,
Come on.
I just,
Come on.
I was
Smell my club.
Okay, not
What did you give me? An undead essence.
Bro, not gonna lie, we're actually getting into
It sounds like
stories, okay?
it might come in handy later.
Anyway, because it's simply too good. But like, dude, everybody is spineless at this point. You guys are honestly giving Ludwig a run for his money, holy. And what is this ultimate victim complex? Oh my god, everyone hates me. My life sucks.
Glowing eye, motherfucker.
God, 34 years
That's what you
old,
get.
You're such a baby. You're Hassan Piker age. A decade older than me. All these people are a decade older than me and acting like babies. What are you doing?
Do I like gain experience or anything, or
Some dumb shit. Yeah,
I'm not gonna level up sometime,
or
or
start apologizing to the community. I'm sorry I did that. Like, holy shit, just either don't do the thing or tweet it and stand on business. You know, it really sucks to admit this, but she might actually be the one person who's not watching the Legendary series, because if she did, then she would know my previous video's advice to get the F off Twitter. I can't
yeah, you're going extinct, motherfucker. Whoa!
Twitter, which is great advice, great advice. And she goes, Bruh, this is an addiction, okay? It's not good. It's making you depressed. You literally said last video, you want to do drugs because of the hate on Twitter, because XQC called you out or something.
Bro, it's taking everything in me not to just like not start doing drugs again.
Listen, not just for you, but for everybody, Twitter is a garbage hellhole of complete toxicity. Absolutely nobody likes that platform other than for like memes or something. I only use it for my videos or to look at messages from you guys sometimes, right? I haven't tweeted in years because I realized, okay, this shit is getting way too bad. But just trying to analyze her mindset here, she's basically trying to be the ultimate people pleaser, right? She's trying to maintain her good PR, and she's really trying to appeal to absolutely everyone, which is always a mistake on Twitter. You can never do that. You can never do that. There's always going to be one colossal retard who's going to disagree with you. And if you try to appeal to everyone, you end up appealing to no one. You cannot make everyone happy. You just gotta say, fuck it at some point and say, okay, these people dislike me, whatever. And when you cave like this and you can't stand by your own principles or anything like that,
smell my club.
and then the public sees it, they just lose faith in it, right? Even your own fans are like, okay, well, she's saying something, she's deleting it, she's doing it again.
I kind of feel like exploring the island at night's probably not in my best interest.
Every single day. So honestly, my genuine advice, log off Twitter, stop commenting on drama. And it's crazy that I have to give this advice because this actively hurts me, right? When these people stop talking about drama, stop messing up, I have less content. But I still tell them that, and they never listen. They're determined to be dumb. Girl has no sense, her team can't control her, or are just as clueless. It's fresh drama and she can't help posting. Just don't post, reply, retweet, nothing. Simple as that. Wait, we got Mr. Eric appearance. Valkyrie is a literal angel in this toxic hell side. Of course, every time she tries to be real and light-hearted, the haters swallow like flies on honey. She's done nothing wrong.
Ooh, a silver spoon.
Kind heart, unstoppable legend. Okay, now, bait used to be bullied. Okay, what the fuck is this, pal? Queen energy, unstoppable legend. Really? Leave my girl alone or catch these hands for the truth. Okay, now you're slipping. Okay, now your troll is kind of slipping. I don't believe you're real anymore. I don't believe you're a true Hassan Glazer. I believe you're a totally unemployed troll. A genuine simp, go out and meet real world. Is this an actual simp? There's no way, right? This is the greatest question
Wow.
of the generation. Is this guy for
That guy beat the fuck out of me.
Unemployed WestJet response. Holy F, that's just how the world works.
Well, I'm here,
and that's okay.
oh, I can't. I dropped everything.
This is what happens when you hide a relationship with an animal abuser.
That goes that north,
Right,
huh?
so then Asmon responds, calling out people like Saikuno, Valkyrie, Kyuki, all this fake streamer complex.
I was on a roll there for a minute, though.
LA streamer audiences.
I didn't know old Barney Badass was gonna come out of nowhere and just fuck me up. It's alright.
Because they built an entire
I got his number now.
sensitive babies that
Where's he
overreact
at?
to everything, and they need to always have the moral upper hand.
He's
in
over
any
here
sort of
somewhere.
confrontation or
There.
Any sort of interaction, because they have low self-esteem and there's probably something mentally wrong with them. So what they do is they look to creators that portray a fake persona, an image of themselves that is as perfect as possible, so they can project themselves onto that person and then make themselves feel better about being losers in real life. And all of these people, like, you know, again, I don't want to name names, but we know the names. They just have an audience of people that are like that. There's losers. The massive losers. Well, no, they would. Like, those are the kinds of people, if, like, these social...
God damn, he
person
fucks
like
my
that
shit up.
happens, they will turn with it. They have no actual loyalty because they're not real people. They're brands. Like, XQC...
He's like a one-hit wonder. I think he only hits me like once or twice.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that she, like, her...
I gotta figure out how to do make gunpowder.
Tries so fucking hard to be liked by these Twitter losers that it's sad. It's genuinely sad. You don't have to do this to yourself. Just stop. Just stop trying to worry about somebody who is just overly emotional, overzealous, and gets mad about everything. Stop giving a fuck about what they think. Just do it. Just stop caring. Easy. Problem solved.
Oh, absolutely. This is a miserable existence, right? Sure, you're popular and you're famous, but if you're popular in this persona that isn't even you, right? And you're someone who is consistently pitchforked by your own audience, you're not even free. You're basically just a puppet bending.
I can't get away from him. He's just too fast, man.
To not be able to be yourself, right? And that's why a lot of these people
I'll wear him
are
down.
so insecure, so miserable all the time. Is because anytime you give them compliments, it goes to the character, right? The PR person. So it never really
The
hits
stamina
real
thing.
well. You simply need
They
to
always get me. I think that's the new thing in video games to piss off players is stamina.
Or this whole LA cabal thing.
You can only run about
Say what I
15
think,
feet
and I
before
try
you
to
gotta
be
fucking
as
rest.
close as possible to my real self without getting banned or demonetized, of course. I actually enjoy everything I do because it's real. I genuinely dislike Hassan in any of these main plots.
All of a sudden, every video game character is asthmatic.
She's now tiptoeing at everything she does. The consequences of meeting Hassan Baika. Every time she talks, she sounds so defeated. Probably tried to argue with Hassan a couple times, realized that didn't work, and went, "Yep, I give up on life." I think the reality here is that they're complaining and trying to get like is part of their content, is it garners sympathy from their core audience and promotes more people to call out their hypocrisy. I mean, that could be the case. They do a lot of like
God damn.
sad farming or whatever. Right, so there has been talks about the Saikuno situation and how this is actually a common thing. It says it's the best advertisement for guys to get into streaming.
Listen, plenty of guys keep a roster if they can. Like, the thing is that the Saikuno drama, people might not want to hear this, is the best advertisement for guys to get into streaming in years. It's the best advertisement Twitch could ever do. You could be that guy. Guys, there's one thing, like, a lot of young guys want more than anything, and that's to be able to hook up with multiple girls whenever they want. That is the, if you want to look at what is the main motivating factor for a man between the ages of pretty much 18 and like 118, but mainly especially 18 to 25, 18 to 30, that's all of them. That's every single factor. That's all of the factors. I think that he is just a boy. I think he's a boy that messages a bunch of girls. He does it non-stop. Like, I saw one. This dude was with his girlfriend on Valentine's Day. And then there was like a DM thing, and it said February 15th. So he's probably messaging this girl at 2 in the morning. So you already took maybe your girlfriend out for Valentine's Day. That wasn't enough. Now it's time for round 2.
I mean, if you're a guy and you keep like a roster,
Dude, they ran away from. Oh my god. They waited until I opened that thing.
Is a dog, okay? Even after he was hiding his power levels, trying to act like an innocent anime boy, and I'm really shocked it took this long to expose him because based on what I saw on Twitter, this guy's messaged like 50 to 100 girls, bro. Like the amount of DMs I saw, diabolical. He clearly just wanted a quick F, right? And he would basically take anyone, anywhere, anytime, right? All these sort of naked posting girls, which is just zero self-respect, zero sort of pickiness there. It's just kind of, oh, okay, this girl's hot, I'm gonna sleep with them. And as for this, like, motivating guys to get into streaming, I don't think so. I think most people get into content creation because they really hate 9 to 5s and they want to escape that, or they have, like, a passion or a dream, right? Because if you want to get into content creation because you want to sleep with a bunch of girls, I mean, that's just the worst way to do it because, like, I mean, it would depend on, like, what sort of audience you even have. And then the amount of effort you're putting in to become a content creator is a million times harder than trying to get a bunch of girls, right? Because like this is a very, very hard career to actually have. So if you actually wanted to be like a playboy, you probably go down a different route or something, do some fucking clavicular shit or whatever, you know, probably take some drugs or do whatever the fuck he's doing, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, at the core of it, he's right that a lot of people want to be famous and hook up with a lot of girls, but that's just a fantasy, right? in reality, that's never gonna end well. It's the same reason why hoes are usually unhappy and have like these serious mental problems, right? It's obviously not a healthy lifestyle.
Smart54432 Hi, I'm currently at work but I plan to join your next stream with a few friends. I appreciate staying connected. Feel free to add me on Discord Henraven1.
Career just imploded, right? And his fans probably don't see him in the same way. He was sitting on such a shaky foundation. It's only a matter of time if your entire career is built on a lie, right? And I'm genuinely glad I don't live in freaking LA or some shit like this, right? Because these people are corrupted at the core, right? I am far, far away from whatever dog shit this is. Lol, if Saikuno did it, then we can too. Let's scream, guys. Joke Society's right, these girls were chasing clout, money, attention. Once they didn't get any, they dropped the docs, that's true. Twitch has become degenerate central, true, with leader Daniel Clancy. Now click this video or Saikuno slides in your DMs. His XP bar is low, guys. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Where's the ring I just picked up? I must have put it right on.
A lot of confusion on the internet surrounding the Gorgon Medusa from classical mythology, regarding her personal background and what her story is meant to represent. Now, most people understand that myths were originally transmitted through oral tradition, and therefore there's no definitive version of any given story or character. Mythology evolves and branches off with each generation, and that process continues to this day. I'll be honest though, it kind of bugs me how uncritical most people are when they encounter a variant of a myth that they're unfamiliar with or that contradicts the one they know. More often than not, they simply shrug off their confusion by saying, huh, I guess that's just a different version of the story. But that could mean a whole lot of different things depending on what cultural context a myth variant originated in. With classical mythology, that can be anywhere from archaic Greece to the Roman Empire. And beyond those periods, people have continued to iterate, revise, and spin off classical mythology into the modern day. Distinguishing the time and place a variant came from matters because that knowledge affects how we view the real people who lived there. So, in explaining Medusa, I want to carefully track her evolution over the years, step by step. The oldest traces of the Gorgon appear in prehistoric Aegean art, and when I say old, I mean old. The earliest Gorgonian, that is the depiction of the Gorgon's face without a body, is a ceramic mask found in Thessaly which dates back to sometime between 5,800 to 5,300 BC, several millennia before any of our classical mythological sources. This might not remind you too strongly of Medusa, but its defining traits, bulging eyes, flaring nostrils, and a wide open mouth, belong to a pattern seen throughout the historic Aegean artwork leading up to the archaic Gorgon. This is the type of Gorgon we see in the as well as snakes in her hair and wings. The Gorgonian is probably the most striking image seen all throughout archaic Greece. Side profile, the Gorgon is looking straight forward, seemingly staring through the fourth wall at the viewer. It was believed that its intense gaze warded off evil, so Gorgonia appear all over the place on architecture, pottery, coins, shields, amulets, and other common items. My personal favorite are the bowls and Side note, surprisingly, the word Gorgon and gargoyle do not have a shared etymology, even though they sound similar and basically serve the same function. I just thought that was neat and worth mentioning. Now, in order to understand the Gorgons as characters, we need to look to literature. But first, I gotta tell you about today's sponsor. I've always been looking for a good way to get quality audio on the go, and my old setup of taping 2 studio monitors to my head connected to an amplifier and a car battery for power just wasn't cutting it. So I was super happy to learn about this video's sponsor, Rekt, who makes quality wireless earbuds at half the price of other premium brands. With Raycon's everyday earbuds, I can satisfy my ever-dwindling Gen Z attention span by listening to music, audiobooks, and podcasts while doing things like cooking and doing chores around the house. And with their passive noise isolation feature, I don't need to worry about outside sounds breaking my immersion. My favorite thing about the everyday earbuds, though, is that they have physical clicky buttons on them. I previously used earbuds from
competitor audio brand,
which had capacitive touch sensors, which sucked because any light accidental touch will trigger them and pause or fast forward whatever you're listening to. With Raycons, you never accidentally press them. It sounds like a little thing, but it's so much better. And you can find a pair of Raycons perfectly suited for your needs, whether that's the everydays, the fitness earbuds, or the low latency gaming headphones. All of them coming at a fraction of their competitors' costs. Ready to buy something small with a big impact? Wow, that's really what the copy says, okay. Click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/JakeW to get 15% off your Raycon purchase. Thanks for supporting this channel, Raycon. Anyway, regarding the mythology of the Gorgons in archaic Greece, in Hesiod's theogony, the sea gods Phorcys and Ceto are the parents of the three sisters Steno, Euryale, and Medusa, the latter mortal unlike her deathless sister. Hesiod also says that Medusa had sex with the god Poseidon, quote, in a soft meadow among spring flowers. This imagery may strike you as surprisingly romantic. As far as we can tell, this was a mutually consensual affair. It's important to keep in mind, however, that this is Hesiod, aka the women are the source of all human suffering guy telling the story. As is unfortunately often the case with the many sexual affairs of Greek mythology, we can't be entirely certain whether or not the woman was a willing participant, because the male writer probably didn't consider that an important enough detail to clarify. Regardless, from Poseidon, Medusa conceives the winged horse Pegasus and the less well-known winged boar Chrysaor, who are birthed from her neck after being decapitated by the god Perseus. Homer, meanwhile, describes his version of the Gorgon as a bodiless monster from Hades whose face is brandished on the Aegis, a shield or goatskin garment used by Zeus and Athena to incite fear of their enemies. Homer also mentions Perseus, but never anything about his quest to remove Medusa's head, so it's possible that this story never reached him. It's generally thought that Homer lived slightly before Hesiod, but there's no hard evidence for when exactly either of them were born. They both probably lived sometime in the 8th century BC, and may very well have been contemporaries. As for where they lived, Homer is believed to be from the island of Ionia, close to modern-day Turkey, while Hesiod was from Boeotia in mainland Greece, so based on their distance from each other, you can see how they could have been working together.
Holy shit, a bear! A fucking bear! Oh, you're goddamn kidding me. The bears got me again.
And some of the earliest art of Perseus shows him turning his head away while decapitating Medusa, so he clearly had reason to avoid making eye contact with her. But specifically regarding petrification, the earliest quotation I could find was from Pindar in the 5th century BC, describing how Perseus brought Medusa's head wreathed in its serpent locks
Killed by a fucking bear.
on the islanders. I'm not super clear whether that was an intentional pun or just a fancy choice of words that were later taken literally. But by at least the 3rd century BC, we start to see explicit references to the Gorgon's petrification powers. Anyway, so the archaic Gorgon is unambiguously a monster, but that perception started to change as the years went on. As we move into the classical period, we see a greater and greater emphasis on idealized representations of the human body in art, and not even fearsome monsters could escape this broad stylistic shift. Think about every fantasy setting you've seen where male orcs look like Dave Bautista if he ate another Dave Bautista. Meanwhile, the female orcs are Victoria's Secret models with underbites. Turns out that's nothing new. The classical period Gorgon, which became the dominant representation through the rest of antiquity, takes on a more ideally feminine form, with all her typical grotesque features stripped away, leaving a conventionally pretty woman with just snake hair and maybe wings. This style of Gorgon also comes off as notably more passive. Depictions of Perseus and Medusa have him attacking her in her sleep, and many Gorgonia are now looking bashfully off to the side as opposed to giving a more assertive front-facing stare. This shift gave rise to a much more sympathetic take on Medusa's story, first seen in Ovid's Metamorphosis. In Ovid's version, Medusa was originally a human woman with beautiful hair, but after being assaulted by the god Neptune in Minerva's temple, the goddess punished her by turning her hair into snakes. Though this new backstory seems to be entirely an invention of Ovid's as a work of fiction, it's since been incorporated into the broader Medusa mythos. So, while Medusa originated as a monster to instill fear, as her story she was a decent woman who was assaulted by a man, unjustly punished for it by another woman, and then killed in her sleep by some random guy. It's no surprise then that Medusa's story resonated strongly with members of the second-wave feminist movement, and the Gorgonian once again became used as a protective symbol, now specifically for women, her grotesque visage representing rage against the injustice she suffered. And at some point after Medusa's adoption as a feminist symbol, a new interpretation emerged of Ovid's backstory, where Minerva transformed her not as a twisted form of victim-blaming punishment, but rather as a gift. With the ability to turn men to stone, Medusa would be safe from unwanted lust. But tragically, this newfound strength would turn her into a target for Perseus, who killed her to take the power for himself. I don't actually know where this particular modern revision came from. As far as I can tell, it's been circulating on the internet for the past several years. If anyone knows who first introduced it, let me know in the comments. Medusa is a perfect example of how mythology continuously evolves even to this day, and each addition to her story makes her a more and more interesting character. However, I think we should be careful not to be so fixated on her most recent iteration that we lose sight of her rich history. Each iteration of Medusa is a reflection of the people who helped form her. From proto-Red Pill and Hesiod to 20th century feminist writer Alana I don't know if I can say her name on YouTube. So I was sitting around thinking, gee, I sure like making videos about characters from the Book of Genesis, but I can't think of another topic in that vein to explore. Darn, I guess I'll delete my channel. But then Peter Moorbacher hit me up and said, hi, I'm the creator of Angelarium. Would it be cool if I sponsored you to talk about my art book, the Book of Watchers? It's got a bunch of baller artwork of angels from the Bible and other Abrahamic texts. And I also wrote up a bunch of character profiles, short stories, and poems to tie them into my own fleshed out mythology. So maybe you could do that thing where you first summarize the original ancient myths that inspired my work and then talk about how I spun it off into something cool and unique. Huh, wow, maybe there is a god. So the Angelarium's Book of Watchers is primarily inspired by traditions surrounding a man called Enoch and a mysterious group called the Nephilim. Enoch was the sixth descendant of Adam through the line of Seth, and he is a very, very minor character in the Bible itself. But the little information we're provided about him in Genesis at least hints at a larger story. Quote, Enoch lived 65 years, then became the father of Methuselah. After Methuselah's birth, Enoch walked with God for 300 years and became the father of more sons and daughters. All the days of Enoch were 365 years. Enoch walked with God, and he was not found, for God took him. Just a few verses after the story of Enoch, we get another curious and seemingly completely unrelated passage. Quote, when men began to multiply on the surface of the ground and daughters were born to them, God's sons, likely referring to heavenly beings like angels, saw that men's daughters were beautiful, and they took any that they wanted for themselves as wives. The Lord said, my spirit shall not strive with man forever, because he also is flesh. So his days will be 120 years. The Nephilim were in the earth in those days, and also after that, when God's sons came into men's daughters and had children with them. Those were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. After this, we suddenly jump into the story of Noah's Ark, where God sees that humans are corrupted by evil and plans to destroy them with a global flood. The so-called Nephilim are mentioned in the Torah only once more. In Numbers chapter 13, some spies sent into the land of Canaan claim to have seen the descendants of the Nephilim, and basically describe them as super tall dudes. When reading these passages today, it very much feels like we're missing information that the original author just assumed we would know. There were likely stories about Enoch explaining why God took him, and stories about the Nephilim who sound a lot like your classic ancient folk heroes with divine heritage. But these traditions simply didn't survive, and later interpreters were left only to speculate on who these people were. A product of this speculation is the Book of Enoch, a Jewish apocalyptic text probably written around 300 BCE. This book attempts to elaborate on the story of Enoch that was only hinted at in Genesis. Now, the Book of Enoch is an apocryphal text, meaning today it's not considered authoritative by most Jewish and Christian sects, and therefore isn't included in most Bibles. The most notable exception is the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, which adopted a much broader biblical canon that includes Enoch. The first major section of the text is known as the Book of Watchers, and obviously that's where Angelarium got the name for their book. It describes how a group of 200 angels called the Watchers came down to Earth and immediately started thirsting after human women. However, Shemyaza, the leader of the Watchers, knew he would get in trouble with upper management if he had an affair with a mortal. So he did the only sensible thing and made all the other Watchers swear to join him on his interspecies sex bender. That way, at least least he wouldn't be punished alone. The wives chosen by the Watchers soon gave birth to the Nephilim, who were ravenous giants. And when the humans were not able to produce enough food for them, they expanded their diets to include pretty much anything that moves. Meanwhile, each of the Watchers began to corrupt human civilization by teaching the secret arts of heaven. Azael taught people how to use metal to forge weapons and jewelry, and also the use of makeup. Shemyaza and Hermani taught them how to wield magic, and the angels Barakel, Kokabel, Zekel, Ardakoff, Shamziel, and Sariel each taught how to interpret astrological signs. And as all this was going on, the archangels Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel looked down on Earth and said, sir, you're gonna want to take a look at this. God then put together a plan to deal with the insubordinate angels and their monstrous offspring. He would command the archangels to bind the Watchers and bury them in the ground to await their punishment on Judgment Day. Then they would destroy the descendants of the Watchers and cleanse humanity of its corruption with a flood that would wipe out everyone except for Noah and his family, who weren't actually born yet, so this plan would have to wait a minute. In the meantime, Noah's future great-grandfather Enoch was snatched up by the archangels and told to give the rebellious Watchers a heads up for the smiting they were about to endure. Hey, guys, so, you're kind of f***ed. This news was understandably upsetting for the Watchers, so they asked Enoch to write up a petition as a desperate plea for forgiveness on their behalf. Enoch began reciting this petition to God, but he got bored in the middle and fell asleep. He then had a dream where the archangels took him to see where the Watchers would be imprisoned, and revealed the ultimate doom that they and all others who rebel against God would face on Judgment Day. Afterward, Enoch woke up and returned to deliver God's response to the Watchers' petition. Hey again, fellas! Yeah, you're still f***ed. And that's about where the Book of Watchers ends. But the tradition of iterating on pre-existing mythology to add more depth and character has of course carried on all the way into the present day. Just like the Book of Enoch expanded on a couple short passages from the Torah, Angelarium has pulled from Enoch and other related traditions to create its own rich and, not to mention, gorgeously illustrated mythology. Angelarium's Book of Watchers tells the stories of the fallen angels from their perspectives, and we're provided a much more vivid sense of the angels' personalities and roles than ever before. Here, they're not just divine servants, but physical embodiments of nature and human psychology. Shemyaza, fittingly designated as the Angel of Pride, was the first of the Watchers to form a personal identity. He called his 199 brethren down to Earth and bestowed them their names, and in return they crowned
The sawhorse doesn't do anything?
Then each of the Watchers went forth to make their mark on humanity.
Just
Azazel,
decorative,
the
huh?
angel of sacrifice, benevolently sought to help humankind, but his pure intentions tragically backfired when humans' use of weaponry led them to catastrophe, and Azazel was the first of the Watchers to be blamed for corrupting men. Angelarium also takes extremely obscure angels from the Book of Enoch and other works who only get a passing mention, and makes them into more fleshed-out characters. Kokabel, the Angel of Stars, was a childlike Watcher who longed to return to the heavens from which he came. He possessed the unique ability to interpret signs from the stars, though nobody but him could make any sense of his prophecies. Zekiel, the Angel of Purity, aided humans by teaching them medicine, even though they were a bit put off by his creepypasta-looking face. He also tried his best to explain germ theory to them, but it was a bit over their heads. Barakel, the Angel of Lightning, attempted to teach humans how to harness electricity, and he was the first of the Watchers to fly too close to the sun and pay the price. His death would be among the first alarming signs of the Watchers' impending doom. And this is just a very small portion of the angels you can learn about in the book. As the overarching story of the book continues, you see how each of the Watchers respond to the bad omens around them, leading up to their ultimate demise and setting up the next phase of the story. Oh yeah, did I mention the Book of Watchers is part of a series? The Angelarium also has the Book of Emanations, which catalogs the heavenly angels Enoch meets after his ascension. This one's actually the first book in the series, but you can jump in with either. Now, these books are hard to find at a fair price on Amazon or secondhand markets, but But on the official Angelarium store, you can get them both for $70 at the time of recording this video. That's $70 total, not a piece. And if you're as in love with Peter Moorbacher's art as I am, the Angelarium store also has countless beautiful art prints of each angel and other merchandise. Oh, and by the way, you can use promo code W at checkout to get 20% off any purchase. A lot of the time, learning about ancient mythology feels like trying to put together a puzzle with only a handful of pieces. So much information is simply lost. So I love seeing projects like Angelarium that expand on mythology to create a story and characters with the kind of detail we wish we could find in older sources. You can click the link in the description to purchase Angelarium's The Book of Watchers and explore the fascinating world they've created. And of course, don't forget to use promo code W for 20% off on your purchase. Thanks so much to Angelarium for sponsoring this video. Now that I've done a video covering all the most important parts of Genesis, I figured I should now address the more questionable parts that your Sunday school teacher skipped. And just as a warning, this video contains stuff that happens in the Bible, so viewer discretion is advised. After Noah survived that whole, global flood situation, he decided to take up farming and planted a vineyard. Ugh, this grape juice that I left in the sealed container for 3 weeks tastes kind of weird now. I'll keep drinking it to see if it gets better. Okay, yeah, it got better. And while Noah was naked in a drunken stupor, his son Ham walked in and saw him. And then he went and told his brothers, Shem and Japheth. The two of them went to their father with their backs turned so as not to be exposed to his nakedness and covered up his 600-plus-year-old John. After sobering up, Noah found out that Ham saw him naked and didn't do anything to help. So he put a curse on Ham's son Canaan that he would be a slave to his brothers and uncles. Which really sucks for Canaan, but at least this passage was never misinterpreted thousands of years later to justify human atrocities. A few centuries later, Abraham, who was actually called Abram at the time but nobody cares, was told by God to take his family down to the land of Canaan's descendants. Sometime after settling there as instructed, there was a famine, so then Abraham went over to Egypt to wait things out. His wife Sarah, who was called Sarai at the time but nobody cares, was such a smoking hot babe that Abraham started to worry someone would kill her in order to take her away. So he told her to pretend to be his sister, thus inviting Satan. The Pharaoh of Egypt soon caught wind of Sarah's hotness and took her as a wife, giving Abraham a whole bunch of slaves and livestock.
You are so orangey.
But soon after, God inflicted a plague on Pharaoh's household as punishment for taking another man's wife. When the Pharaoh found out the cause of his affliction, he gave Sarah back to Abraham to kick him out of Egypt and all his belongings. Well, that was a bit harsh, but hey, we're pretty rich now, so I guess all's well that ends well, right? I'm sensing some tension here. Abraham then settled back in the land of Canaan along with his nephew Lot, who'd been traveling with him this entire time but wasn't important to them. But the place quickly became crowded with all their abundance of servants, slaves, and animals, so they decided to part ways. Lot settled near the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, which just so happened to be hotbeds of sin and debauchery. Don't worry though, he'll probably be fine. Several years later, Abraham and Sarah were visited by God with two angels who gave them an update on the geriatric pregnancy they were promised. Before they left, God looked over at Sodom and said, I wonder if I should tell Abraham that I'm thinking about destroying the city with his nephew. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, all of Sodom and Gomorrah's citizens are huge assholes, so I think they're going to give them the old zap fire and well, even if most of them suck, what if there are 50 people who don't suck? It wouldn't be fair to them if they got smited along with everyone else. Fair enough. If there are 50 non-people in Sodom, I'll spare the city for their sake. Cool, but what if the count is off by, say, 5? You think you could just round up? Alright, sure. If there are at least 45 people or 40, 40 is a good round number. Okay, then 40 or 30, because honestly, what's the difference at that point, right? Are you done haggling with the supreme ruler of the universe? 20. 10. Okay, 10, that's the deal. And so the two angels went over the vine from Sodom. They met Lot in the front gates. Lot graciously welcomed the visitors and invited them to stay the night in his home for a decadent feast of flatbread. However, they soon got a knock at the door. Hey there, Lot. Oh, hi, entire population of Sodom. What's up? Well, we noticed you have some visitors from out of town, and we were wondering if you could bring them out here so we could all have some fun, if you know what I mean. Way to be daughters to live up at the mountains. Seeing as all the most eligible bachelors in town were now beasts of charred meat, Lot's daughters devised a plan to ensure their father's lineage would continue. That plan was getting their father drunk and raping him. I don't think there's a funny way to draw that, so... Anyway, Lot then had two grandson sons named Moab and Ben-Ami, who were the fathers of the Moabites and Ammon peoples respectively. Meanwhile, Abraham and Sarah were still waiting to have their comparatively less inbred
Let's
kid,
see,
Gerar.
I gotta hit the B button, I gotta hit this.
Here, maybe we could... No. Come on, let's do the sister thing again, please. We made a ton of money last time. And so Sarah once again posed as Abraham's sister, and King Abimelech took her as a wife. I guess he had a thing for 89-year-old women, no judgment here, but before consummating the marriage, God hit up Abimelech in a dream to tell him he'd been deceived, and that if he liked being alive, he'd better not cuck the father of the Lord's chosen people. And so Abraham was brought before the king. Hey, so what the fuck, dude? I take it a divine messenger has exposed my self-cuckolding? Yeah, care to explain that, man? Cause God has literally shut the cervixes of all my wives and concubines until we sort this out. Well, you see, I technically didn't lie. Sarah's actually my half-sibling on my dad's side. So
Alright, let's try that. Maybe that won't be in the way.
She's my sister, so none of her suitors come after me. It's usually gone pretty well, right, babe? We're sorry if God's divine wrath...
I need stone, I don't have... Oh, god damn it! Why can't you just use normal buttons?
Abimelech was surprisingly chill about everything and gave him even more slaves and animals as a peace offering. Abraham and Sarah then settled down nearby and finally had their son Isaac, who, as it turns out, I guess was still considerably inbred. He married Rebecca, his first cousin once removed, and you know what? That's an improvement, I'll give him that. One time, Isaac and Rebecca also visited Gerar, and Isaac said, "Hey, I just got one hell of a novel idea." And he told everyone in the city that his wife Rebecca was actually his sister. But after they had spent some time together, King Abimelech Jr. looked out his window and saw Isaac touching his wife in an intimate fashion. Oh, you thought you were slick, huh? My dad warned me about you freaks.
Attention citizens of Gerar, nobody is allowed to indulge this guy's cuck fetish.
Isaac and Rebecca had a son named Jacob. He went and married his first cousins, Leah and Rachel, and had a whole bunch of kids with them and their slaves, meaning some of them were not inbred at all. That's major progress. Not the sex slavery part, but you know what I mean. Jacob's daughter Dinah visited the city of Shechem and caught the attention of a guy named Shechem, not to be confused with the place where he lives. Utterly smitten by Dinah's beauty, he went and had some premarital intercourse with her. Whether or not she was a consenting party in this engagement is kind of a matter of interpretation. You can always rely on ancient literature to not really provide a female character's perspective in this kind of situation. Regardless, Shechem was totally head over heels for the gal and got permission from his father, the king of the city, to ask for her hand in marriage. Her brothers, Simeon and Levi, however, were not too jazzed about joining houses with a Canaanite, and they said, "Alright, you can marry our sister, but only on the condition that you and every other man in your city get circumcised." Sure, no problem, we'll get right on that. What's circumcising? And 3 days later, while all the men of Shechem were laid up recovering from their little operation, Simeon and Levi took advantage of their vulnerable state to slaughter them and plunder the entire city, and then take their sister back home with them. Thanks for saving me, guys. Excuse me, the man I essentially hooked up with, whichever interpretation of the text you want to go with. Another one of Jacob's sons was Judah, who married a Canaanite woman and had two completely non-inbred sons named Er and Shelah. Hey, good job, Judah. Er married a woman named Tamar, but he was so God killed him before he have any offspring. Judah then told Onan to have kids with Tamar in his brother's place, for these situations. Onan, however, didn't want to have to raise kids that wouldn't technically be considered his, so he spilled seed on the ground whenever he did the nasty with Tamar. And so God smote the two versions of his brother's married his last remaining son, Shelah, once the marriage was made. But So after having his burning bush chat with God, Moses went back to Jethro, his father-in-law, and said, "Hey, is it cool if I go back to Egypt to, make sure my friends and family are alive?" And Jethro was like, "Sure." Then God told him,
Well, in case you're still worried about that guy you killed 40 years ago, everyone who's upset about that is dead now. So no one's gonna try and kill you once you go back to Egypt or anything.
"What a relief." And so Moses put his wife Zipporah and their 2 sons Gershom and Eleazar on a donkey and headed out of the land of Midian. And God said,
Okay, so when you meet the Pharaoh, you're gonna show him all the neat tricks I've taught you. But I'm gonna harden his heart so that he won't let your people go.
"Doesn't that defeat the purpose of what we're trying to do?"
Listen, this is gonna be our big debut in history, and the longer it takes the Pharaoh to let the Israelites go, the more opportunities we'll have to put Egypt in their glory idols by arms and power. By the time we're done with them, everyone will know that I am the Lord with the capital everything, and Israel is my firstborn.
I guess that makes sense, but when do you plan to let it end?
Only after I kill the Pharaoh's firstborn.
Okay. And right after this exchange that we get the most confusing 3 verses in the entire book of Exodus. I'm now going to quote directly from the updated NRSV translation because it's the best one I found for this particular passage. "On the way, at a place where they spent the night, the Lord met him and tried to kill him. But Zipporah took a flint and cut off her son's foreskin, touched his feet with it, and said, 'Truly, you are a bridegroom of blood to me.' So he let him alone. It was then that she said, 'a bridegroom of blood,' because of the circumcision." And then the narrative carries on, and these events are never referenced again. This whole bridegroom of blood passage is really f***ing bizarre. And I know that you all know that in these videos I might occasionally tweak or simplify something for the sake of entertainment, but this part of the Bible is hard to understand even if you're reading it in its proper context. So I think it deserves actual elaboration. And, yeah, that's what the rest of this video is gonna be. The Bridegroom of Blood episode is notoriously enigmatic because it's written as if it were pared down from an earlier, more detailed version. The conflict arises seemingly out of nowhere, and the phrasing makes it difficult to tell who is being talked about at any given time. The him who God is trying to kill is most likely Moses, but why would God want to kill the man he just chose to be his prophet and sent to Egypt? The son who Zipporah circumcises is usually thought to be Gershom, their firstborn, but it could just as easily be his little brother Eleazar. And either way, it's not explained why this act suddenly pacifies God. And on whose feet did Zipporah put the bloody foreskin? Again, it's most often assumed to be Moses, but the phrasing also makes it possible that it was their son or even God. Also, does the word feet actually mean feet, or is this a classic biblical euphemism for another part of the body? Last of all, who does Zipporah call her bridegroom of blood, and what the hell does that even mean? The first to write extensively on this passage were the rabbis, and one of their most famous Torah commentators was the medieval scholar Rashi. In his Exodus commentary, he infers that Moses had angered God by failing to circumcise his son in accordance with the law given in Genesis 17:12. Quote, "He who is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, every male throughout your generations." So Rashi was assuming here that Moses' second son, Eleazar, was a newborn at the time it was called back to Egypt, which might sound far-fetched given Moses was 80 and his wife probably not far behind, but remember that profoundly geriatric pregnancies are not at all unheard of in the Torah. Anyway, this would have put Moses in a predicament. He had to go back to Egypt immediately, but it would of course be dangerous to circumcise a baby in the middle of a long journey through the desert. Moses opted then to postpone the operation until the first opportunity to perform it safely. And this was a fair compromise. However, Moses screwed up. Even after they stopped to rest, now almost to their destination, Moses continued procrastinating, and God lost his patience. Rashi then references a midrash, that is an expanded version of the story from rabbinic tradition, where Moses is attacked by an angel who takes the form of a serpent and tries to devour him. But it can't manage to swallow him past his groin. And from this, Zipporah gleans the protective power of circumcision and performs the the operation on her son, thus resolving the problem. Midrash is really fun. When Zipporah says, "You are a bridegroom of blood to me," Rashi takes that to be directed at Eliezer. He believed the term to basically mean, "You are the reason my husband almost got killed," which was a little harsh to say to the kid, not gonna lie. It should be noted that other rabbinic commentaries present different takes on this part. The Jerusalem Talmud acknowledges Moses as an equally valid candidate for the title and suggests different ideas for what it would mean for each of them. There are also some who argue it was actually the son who was about to be put to death, as he was the one who lacked the protection of God's covenant mark. In this case, it's very tempting to read the previous passage where God threatens to kill the Pharaoh's firstborn as direct foreshadowing for this episode. You could take it as God not so subtly warning Moses what happened if he disobeyed. And I think this is how the idea later arose that the elder brother Gershom was actually the son in question rather than Eliezer. It certainly makes more sense to me that he, presumably an adult, would be facing the consequences rather than a newborn with no agency. So yeah, minus the snake boar midrash, I haven't found any significant variations to these interpretations from traditional exegetes, be they Jewish or Christian. But things get quite a bit more interesting when we look at modern scholarship, like that of historian and prolific Exodus scholar William H.C. Propp. In his Exodus commentary, Propp notes that Yamin, the form of the word blood used by Zipporah, usually means blood guilt. Based on this, he argues Moses was indeed the one God was trying to kill, but not for failing to circumcise his sons. Instead, he's condemned for having killed a man in Egypt back in chapter 2. Now, in the Torah's law, we're told that somebody guilty of manslaughter should be allowed to flee to a city of refuge where they'd be safe from capital punishment. They're to remain in exile until the death of the incumbent high priest. After that, the slate is clean and they can return home safely. Though this law would not be revealed to Moses for another several decades, Propp notes that he still seems to follow it in spirit. When his crime is exposed, he goes into exile in Midian, and he doesn't head back to Egypt until he's told that those with the authority are dead. But there's one necessary step missing as far as God is concerned. From exile, Moses still needs to make a formal atonement for his crime, and failure to do this is what provokes God's attack. Propp then infers that the author of this story understood circumcision to be a kind of purification ritual. So when Zipporah touches Moses' body with the blood of circumcision, he's able to share in that purification and be atoned for his crime. That raises the question, though, why use one of their sons to circumcise Moses by proxy instead of just circumcising Moses himself? Well, the obvious assumption is that Moses was already circumcised. Even if his Hebrew parents didn't do it to him as a baby, he later would have had at least a partial circumcision according to Egyptian custom. But Propp has a more interesting theory. He points out that ancient Near Eastern people seem to have performed circumcision as part of a marriage rite, and this is likely where the term bridegroom of blood came from. Even after Israelite customs evolved from that into what we now see in the Bible, the term may still have been in use, both in the context of marriage and in circumcision, despite the original meaning having been forgotten. So this strange episode in the Moses narrative involving a husband bearing blood guilt, his wife, and their circumcised son could have been invented in an attempt to explain why their people started saying bridegroom of blood. And now that I've summarized some interpretations by a few acclaimed scholars and theologians, it's time for a new segment called Jake's Ignorant Layman Hot Take. I am not a biblical scholar. I can't even
Big Somali Day. Ilhan Omar, Somali in charge, is apparently in massive trouble. Apparently she requested $1 million for a substance abuse clinic, which was a secret restaurant run by Somalis. Alright, so she's going to jail. She's getting deported, bro. It's over. Speaking of removing Somalis from our countries, we are also trying to keep a certain Somali out of our country. Johnny Somali, some would say the most honorable Somali, is currently in South Korea going to jail for being an abusive piece of garbage. He pled guilty, he lost the case, and this is him crashing out that he finally realizes that it's over. Pure, complete and total bananas and rice destruction today.
One of our spending bills making its way through Congress was a $1 million earmark from Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, which would...
So you're telling me that you were involved in the Somali fraud? What? You mean the company literally imported infinite Somalis, they selected the Somali to be in charge, this one thing about the Somalis somehow knew about the Somalis that were literally giving amnesty and immigration status into our country, that were scamming us. She actually knew about it. Are you being serious right now? For real?
Was an earmark that was supposedly going to a substance abuse clinic, which actually happened to be housed in a restaurant and run by 3 individuals that share the.
Can we please jail these people already? Like, I'm so tired. I'm tired. Oh, I have Somali fatigue. We gotta get rid of these guys.
Same residential address, according to their IRS paperwork.
Yeah, right, sure. Substance abuse clinic secretly housed inside of the Somali restaurant. Earmarked $1 million from Ilhan Omar. Look, the real justice turns slowly taking turns, right? Maybe I'm joking right now, but I want to see Somalis in jail out of America, and I want to see Somalis in jail out of America. Meaning, I want to take the Somalis that have left America, and put them in jail. And I'm going to take Somalis from America and put them from America, put them in jail somewhere. For one special, we'll deport Ilhan Omar, but don't worry, we won't send you to Somalia. We'll send you to El Salvador instead.
Tons of red flags. So this is what we saw with the fraud involving the daycare centers. Now we see other earmarks coming directly from members of Congress, where it seems fraud is being perpetrated as well. So,
are you telling me that the Somali pirates are pirating again?
I raised the issue, and fortunately, the House has now stripped that earmark out of that spending bill. But again, this is how easy money has been flowing to bad actors.
Yeah, bad actors. Bro, we gotta get rid of these people. We have a massive Somali issue, and the fact is that they should have never been here to begin with. I see some comments like next year that's racist sometimes. No, it's not racist. Do not want to import a predominantly culture focused on piracy into our country. With an average IQ of 6'7". 6'7". Literally, bro. The fact that we're even having this discussion proves how open-minded I am. This is absolutely intolerable. All right, let's see Somalis finding out.
I don't know how it's possible, but things are still somehow getting worse for the disrespectful IRL streamer who's been trapped in South Korea for over a year, simply because he couldn't act right and thought he was above the law. And
many such cases. Look, I'm not trying to say that all Somalis are like this. I'm just noticing a lot of Somalis finding out. I'm noticing a substantial amount of Somali fuck around, find out situations.
Now it's become extremely obvious that his legal strategy completely failed. Obviously, there's a lot that's happened since we last covered him.
Yeah, so for those unaware, this guy is Johnny Somali, piece of garbage. He went to Korea and tried to stream and just harass people, and now he's going to jail.
But his last trial day was essentially February of 2026. Now, on April 15th comes the sentencing. So, Johnny still is currently facing 8 charges, 6 of which he's already pleaded guilty to, and he's currently fighting the last 2 charges, which are the deepfake charges. Because the dude is still facing 12 and
deepfake charges, I think, are like sexual, like he would actually be registered as a sex offender, right?
half years in South Korean prison, and has essentially been the largest moron ever.
Dude, I'm just saying, Korea has arrested more of our prominent Somalis than we have. Like, bro, what are we doing?
While fighting this case. I mean, let's be real. If there was a big idiot contest, this dude would absolutely win. Because who in their right mind says this to the judge that has his freedom in his hands?
Not President, the judge, prosecutor, y'all can suck my. Tell them what the charges. Carrying a fish and causing anxiety. Causing anxiety by carrying a fish. Tell the judge you can suck my. I'll bring a fish to your mother's house. I don't care.
That's a threat.
So with that in mind, this absolute genius decided it was a great idea to fight.
Average IQ 67. Once again, coming in clutch, it never stops.
I had a charge that he live streamed himself doing. Because after streaming with the South Korean streamer Bong Bong, he decided to brag and show off his new Korean girlfriend. How did he do this? Well, he showed an AI-generated video of him and Bong Bong. This is extremely illegal in South Korea, hence why he's currently facing 8 years in prison for just that one charge. And unfortunately for him, he's facing 2 separate deepfake charges. But the maximum penalty that you can get from all of these charges is combined 12 and a half years in prison. And as an American, that is a crazy amount of time for what he did. But this guy can't help himself but lose any chance of being from the judge by threatening the judge and his family.
Shout out to President, the judge, prosecutor y'all can suck my.
by showing up to court praising their northern neighbor.
Is there anything you want to say?
Nice.
Don't you want to apologize?
I love North.
Bro.
Hey, send this clip to the president of Korea. Send this clip. I'm talking to you, the president of Korea. You can suck my.
Dude, they're like it's like I don't want to say that it's like a Somali problem or something. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. I'd like to be proven wrong. All right, I would like to be proven wrong. But then I remember that court case where he had that Somali pedophile, and the entire Somali community basically came to say, no, but he's a good person. Just raped the kid. And it's like, bro, not all cultures are equal, man.
I respect Kim Jong-un more than you, Lee Jae-moon, little.
And continuing to be an absolute moron in public, all while his trial is still going on.
Korea number one, yes! Korea, Korea, Korea! Oh, please? Oh, no. No? I'm legal, American.
And obviously, we've been covering his antics for almost 3 years.
Somali guy goes to Korea. I'm American. I noticed so many of our issues stem from
Years now, and I've gone to 4
I'm starting to notice that immigration without assimilation is invasion.
of his court dates in Seoul. But I didn't go to this one in February because Bong Bong was actually supposed to show up for the last one that I was in Seoul before the February trial. But instead, she decided to
The most dedicated hater of all time literally flies to Korea to watch him humiliate himself in court.
fly to Australia.
I'm talking to a lawyer, but they didn't answer. Lawyer said that I don't have to, but just in case I will go to airport. I don't know. It's so annoying. I think I don't have to, isn't it? Yeah, I need to pay the fine. I don't know. I have to pay the fine or not. There is a paper, absence paper. I can send the absence paper. They said the fine is 5,000 Australian dollar maximum. I think. I don't think I have to pay that much for that. That's too much.
And she's the lead witness. So I wasn't going to bet on this woman showing up because if she didn't show up again, there would be nothing new to cover. And I'm going to be real. It's not cheap to fly a team member and myself to Korea. I mean, we're kind of doing it for the love of the game at this point because it would be a whole lot more profitable for me to sit at home and make a commentary video. But honestly, that is not the most entertaining outcome because this is such a good story. It's a full-on train wreck that I can't even help myself from not watching. And I mean, let's be real.
Dude,
if I'm not focused...
This dude... Get yourself a girl that pays as much attention to you as this guy does to Johnny Somali.
I'm covering it, a whole lot of people won't even know what's happening. It's kind of funny because it almost seems like Johnny actually missed me from this session in February because he kept on complaining to the other streamers to get the shot of him coming into the courtroom because no one else would, I guess. And this is because most people have honestly just lost interest in the case. They just want to see what the outcome.
I just want to see him in jail. I just want to see him in jail.
On this. So my understanding is there was little to no press there on the February court date. Hence why we never got the video of him getting out of a police car and entering the courthouse. But Bong Bong, the star witness, she decided to go live before the stream. So as I was sitting home and
the universe is coming together to shit on this man.
Realized she went live, I went, oh, she's actually showing up to trial. And she did so alongside of Slightly Homeless. They weren't streaming together, they were just streaming at the same time in 2 separate parts of town. And you might recognize Slightly Homeless because he was the guy who Johnny essentially stalked and chased down the street with his date at that time.
I'm giving you content. Are you want to run content in my city?
Leave me alone.
I thought you want to run content.
Leave me alone.
Let's make content. Go away. Listen, go away.
And I don't think Slightly Homeless is really on the side here. I just feel like he's at the courthouse because he's already in Korea, and that's probably the most interesting thing in his niche happening in Seoul that day. Well, regardless, he was kind of there to cover it, but he somehow managed to not cover anything whatsoever because he just kind of stood there on the street, bothered about not being able to live stream inside of the courthouse. And obviously, Johnny was really trying to get him to stand at the courthouse steps and live stream him going into court because, you know, Johnny wanted his big moment. And of course, he didn't do that, and Johnny didn't get the shot he wanted, and there was no journalists there, so no one saw that happening.
I'm telling you, they told me I can't, dude. And I will get you going in. Johnny wants me to be a cellmate. I know, right? I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. Just roll your window down when you're coming by if you want me to get a good shot.
I don't know who's gonna be there. Oh, fuck. I left my house too late. No, I think I'm gonna be late for the court. I just go to
that
court
sucks.
and just tell what happened to me. That's it. I'm very curious about what's gonna happen.
Seems to be no hype behind this trial. Absolutely nobody's here.
Oh my
Married
god.
twice in once in
No one cares about him anymore. Oh my god.
We're not
Heartbreaking.
in a relationship. We maybe used to be a friend or something. Then he exposed me on the public with like about 1,000 people that I'm his girlfriend, and we sex to Korean people, and I got a lot of bad, I was kind of cancelled from the society because of that, you know what I mean? I was cancelled from Korean people. Like a lot of people, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people start attacking my YouTube channel, and actually like a lot of Korean people threatening me.
Holy shit.
Who eventually like end of their life for being attacked by public.
But essentially, what do we know from the February trial going into his sentencing? Well, despite it having been almost 4 months, Johnny Somali's first deepfake charge, the one that was supposed to be dropped, has not been dropped. So, no official agreement has been entered into the record in either case. So, considering it's already been 4 months, one can only assume that that charge is there to stay. And we got some confirmation on this as well, because on February 3rd, 2026, Hank submitted a request for clarification on the scope of the agreement to the court in the Union trial. And this to date is the only official court action that has taken place in either trial regarding this agreement. So, this is definitely an indication that Johnny is worried about if this agreement is being held up by the court. And if you don't remember, the background on that was on October 22nd, 2025, Johnny and Hank, they signed a tentative handwritten agreement in court with Youngman to mutually drop charges. How do we know this? Well, I showed up and we found out in person. And at the time of the agreement, legal experts predicted that the official agreement would be signed and sealed within 2 weeks. And here we essentially...
Oh, and every minute this man is not in jail yet. I'm just waiting for him to go to jail. Johnny Smallwood's got to be my favorite filler character. I've been covering on the channel for a while, and I just want to see the conclusion, man. This is crazy. It's like, I know he's going to jail. It's like they leaked the whole Avatar movie ahead of time or whatever. All right, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. Just make it happen already. Come on. Somalis just can't fucking put him away.
Have the text of the agreement, which is written in Korean, so you kind of have to translate it, but essentially it says, agreement, Liu Zhang, Ramsey Khalid Ismail, and Wu Hongzhou no longer wish to pursue mutual punishment for all criminal cases that have occurred between them on October 29th.
Wait, so did she literally get bullied into dropping the charges?
2025, his lawyer notified the court of the agreement and entered a handwritten temporary agreement into the record. No official agreement has been entered into the record, though, as of right now, so the agreement is not in on the record, and the charge is not received. And that was January 26, 2026, first argument to hold the Newman's case, meaning that Newman's charges are still in place. Oh, man! Rough. And essentially, nothing that we know of came of it. What else do we know? Well, on the February hearing, Hank did not show up. So where does that actually leave us? Well, Johnny was more interested in entertaining the audience than actually dealing with the reality of his current life situation. The dude essentially chose to act out as much as possible and do the opposite of what he should have done. Because from every legal professional I've talked to in Korea, they all say he's
daycare, right? When they were Somali daycare. They stole literally just all the paperwork. They didn't steal anything else, just all the paperwork.
formally apologized and plead guilty. And if this everything is saying the judge would have gone very easy on him, and realistically, he was in
The judge doesn't really get into some sort of beef with America. They don't want to jail Americans and make it a The police are retarded. They don't even have 4K footage of me sexually assaulting anyone. Those absolute losers. I could have just pled guilty and gone home, but I decided to play 4D chess and plead not guilty and then get caught in court and end up in a Korean jail for a decade. Yes, definitely the smarter move.
Oh, are we serious now?
6-7 IQ chess move.
But obviously, instead of doing that, no, he chose to go on stream and say, F the judge.
Shout out to President Hume, the judge, prosecutor, help and suck my. Tell them what the charges is. Carrying a fish and causing anxiety. Causing anxiety by carrying a fish. Tell the judge you can suck my. I'll bring a fish to your mother's house. I don't care.
Then he showed up extremely late because he hung over his first day on trial and tried his hardest to make a mockery of South Korea. Then on top of that, he's already admitted. And tried his hardest to make a mockery of South Korea. Then on top of that, he's already admitted to lying to judges before.
I was in prison from September 22nd to January 10th.
Are you allowed back? I love how this dude was literally just in jail everywhere. This is crazy. It's like Pokemon Go catching Pokemon around the world, except he's just catching jail sentences around the world. This is insane.
To Japan? Yes. How'd you get out of that?
I had the U.S. Embassy pay lawyers. Lie to the judge. The lawyer said lie to the judge and apologize. Say that.
Admitting on camera lies to the judge. Oh my fucking god. He's so fucking stupid. Bro.
Which is hard.
He's like, listen, man, my cousin has a Leering Center in Minnesota, and he gets away with everything. Okay, I know my way around the law.
All I told him, I said, yo, I'll never make a YouTube video again. I'll never. I was selfish. I was screaming people in public and being distracted. I played music at a restaurant. I'm so sorry. I don't give a. Well, just shut the f up, and I'll be back soon. And when I come back, it's gonna be like Godzilla, tsunami. Better close the border.
Again, he's making his life so much harder to entertain a couple people online.
I mean, to be fair, that's just the entirety of the country of Somalia at this point. It's like they could just make a nice, happy civilization, people that get along and shit. But nope, they're barbaric warlords just killing each other and pirating. Right, their number one export is booty, literally, heartbreakingly. The number one driver of the Somali economy right now is from Minnesota. Right, people don't understand what we're dealing with here. We are dealing with quite the breed. I'm sorry, this is getting very racist, but I'm noticing a pattern, and I can't help but not stop noticing. I'd like to stop noticing. But like, we imported millions of Somalis, right? What got better? I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, has anything improved because we brought in hundreds of thousands of Somalis into our country? Like, apparently 85% of them are on welfare. Like, let's be real, 50% of them still can't speak English. Like, Johnny Somali is literally in the top echelon of Somalis in America. Or in Korea, I guess.
I guess his great plan to get out of all this was to continue to act out.
And this guy on Twitter was like, yo, careful, Johnny. If you post too much anti-Korean content on the internet, you might get deported and banned from leaving the country. And I'm thinking, like, that's great. I think I need to crash out harder, Chad. What do y'all think? Because obviously I'm not crashing out enough. Because you know what's crazy? When I went to the police station, it was a while back. And they were like, oh, you've been very quiet. Like, you've been very quiet. We noticed. Like, the police told me that. I'm like, I want to go home. But it seems like that's the wrong. I think I need to crash out more. Because if I crash out more, it seems like they're going to be forced to do something. I showed you this article the other day. They're saying that
the Somali IQ is in action over here. The best way to make peace with people is to crash out more, actually, because maybe they'll be tired of me and send me away. Absolute cinema.
They're gonna ban people and deport them if they say bad stuff about Korea. So I think I just need to say more bad stuff, do more bad stuff. That's what this is motivated me to do.
How is this guy a real person?
And now you're going to jail. Wow, this really worked out very nicely.
How does he not understand that his actions actually have consequences and trying to be this funny internet guy to
be fair, understanding that your actions have consequences is like an 80 IQ, like average. Just saying, statistically speaking, below 80 IQ, chances are you're not going to understand that actions have consequences. In fact, below 70 IQ is considered by the government to be retarded. Like, I'm just noticing that Somali's average IQ is 67.
entertain a few people online is absolutely not worth it whatsoever. I'm honestly kind of shocked that he came to this conclusion, and I guess he just did so because
Bro's shocked that the retard's retarded.
the dude even challenged so many people to come find him way too many times.
Oh yeah, that's when they beat the shit out of me. Right. I remember that.
So, where does that even leave us? Well, you have people arguing that we could actually get a whole lot more time than what the prosecutor recommended. What did the prosecutor recommend? Well, the prosecutor was recommending 3 years in prison with labor and 5 years on the SO registry in South Korea, which then follows with a deportation after all fines and time served, and a permanent ban from South Korea. And now it's currently being reported by South Korean media that he had his mom write a letter to the judge to help get him out. So,
Oh, that is awful, dude. He asked his mommy to write a letter to the judge for leniency. Oh. Somali mom picks up her sandal, gets ready to go to war. Total random side tangent, but one of Johnny Somali's ex-moderators kind of stabbed him in the back, and he actually reached out to him. He gave me Johnny Somali's mother's phone number. Oh, God. I'm not going to call it, obviously, but he just, like, dumped me, like, a whole truckload of random info on this guy, and that did include his mother's phone number, and, like, text messages between Johnny Somali and his own mom. Very sad. I don't leak things in general, but, like, dude, holy shit.
oh, what will happen to him? Well, honestly, if you ask me, I have no idea. I honestly wouldn't even be surprised if he got a slap on the wrist, because that's what happened in Japan, and he's already been stuck in Korea for over a year now.
Well, like, what are with these people not willing to enact justice upon retards? The retards need justice. They need justice, or they'll continue being retarded. Oh my God.
Logically, one would think that he would get somewhere in the ballpark of what the prosecutor recommended, considering he did the opposite of what you're supposed to do every step of the way throughout this entire trial. Like, if this was a game and you had option A and option B, and then option A was the good answer and option B was the bad answer, this guy picked the bad answer to every single thing along the whole.
American high schoolers try real British food for the first time. Very, very excited to get into this. Before we do, appreciate you guys can that subscribe button. Yeah, let's see what we got.
Today we're giving American high schoolers some traditional British food.
And get peas on toast.
That is a lot of beans.
Peas on toast.
That seems like it could make some thoughts.
Okay. Wait, why did it scare? It's not scary to eat British food. Sausage roll.
Seems like a food.
Sausage roll.
That's not chocolate.
That's the sausage.
Sausage.
good, right? Okay. I'll take it.
Sort of soft and squishy.
It's not bad. It's just cold. It's really freezing.
Wait, you didn't warm it up for them? You didn't warm it? Ah, you know what? To be fair, British people do like it cold as well. I'm not gonna lie. Cold, warm, tit for tat. I prefer warm, but
I actually really like it.
Starting on a high. Hell yeah. It's just downhill all over.
I am so curious to see what they could have to say about bees on toast.
Nice too.
Have you ever been to Cook Tree?
Some
of the roller grills.
They have grills.
Okay.
What's roller grills?
Stations where you would warm up hot dogs on rollers.
Okay, got it.
So then they have different kinds of stuff that's on the grill.
Hot dogs.
Yep. Got your dogs. You got your hot.
Oh, so we see you saying the sausage roll is kind of like the roller grill.
Yes. Dogs. Yep. Sausage rolls. No, but
okay, they don't have sausage rolls, but it is, it is, it's meat with batter. Well, that's not really bad, but
You know what? Elijah's like, no, that's the British. Okay, next up.
what is that?
This is a great pub snack. Not really a look,
Wait, is that a Scotch egg? I don't eat Scotch egg. I think it's a Scotch egg.
but it tastes good. Don't judge the price cover.
Oh God.
I remember the spinach that was like deep fried. We need some more sausage. You guys eat a lot of sausage.
That's got to be a Scotch egg.
Okay, it kind of looks like the macaroni that you get from like cheesecake. Actually, so good.
Oh.
It's not that.
It's not that.
Definitely adds maybe the least British thing I've ever heard of.
Before you touch it, do you think it's hot or cold? But what's warm? Touch it.
No, it's cold.
It's really good.
It is. Yeah.
I was gonna cut it.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, you can see the egg.
No, you ripped it.
Very good. Very good.
There we go. Scotch egg. See, I don't eat Scotch eggs. I'm not a big egg eater, but yeah, like British people do love them. They really do.
I didn't know you had eggs in the UK.
Why would we not have eggs? Huh? We have chickens here.
Kind of looks like a muffin.
Oh dear. Oh no.
Oh, need the yolk.
Gosh, that would narrowly avoided disaster there.
This is an egg surrounded by sausage meat. Oh, it's like a breaded crusty.
Oh, see, I didn't even know it was sausage meat around the egg. Oh, I thought it was just like breadcrumbs.
And then fried.
I don't think I've ever had a Scotch egg. I just never wanted to try it because of the egg.
Give it a taste.
Okay, I like it. Okay. She likes it, she definitely don't.
I kind of see why you eat that.
I think it tastes really good.
I'm okay with that.
You're okay with it?
I'm okay with that.
You sounded like you were nervous
Okay.
going in.
More than like it.
Much better than this your hard-boiled egg.
With
So much
everything on
better.
an egg.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Oh. Well, maybe like some people are now seeing it the UK isn't all bad. Right? Like some people like the Scotch egg, some don't. It's not all bad, right?
This is the original protein war. They had these in the mines in the Victorian era.
You're not helping my case. Everybody that I speak to that are American, they always say, why do British people eat like they're still rationing food? And now we're showing and bringing it back, Scotch eggs was around when it was in the mines, We've not really made any changes. Damn, bro.
Pop these in a pocket.
So then you just.
We're not made upgrades.
So like if you're going out for brunch, you would just think.
People going down the mines, I don't think they went brunch existed. No.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Maybe in class, if you're a bit better, pull out a Scotch egg from your pocket.
A little bit when the teacher's not looking.
That totally is.
It would.
It's the most Midwestern way of saying, what the hell are you talking about? For more.
I gotta make sure it's like as bad as I know.
Oh, wait, no. Yo, he's saying he don't like it, but I think he secretly likes it.
Next up. Oh no.
He secretly loves it. Between all
That's a lot of beans. You've seen the beans. Now you get to taste the meat.
I was scared of the egg, but this scares me more.
It's red.
Oh, wow.
It's like pasta sauce.
They're gonna like it.
Is it like pasta?
They're gonna love it. They're gonna love it. This is as British as it comes, and this is why the British are the #1 food servers on the planet. Everybody wants to come to the UK to try beans on toast.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you like beans? Yeah.
Do you like toast?
Well, no. Of all the things that he didn't
Do you
like.
like toast?
It was toast.
Look at it. It's moist.
You need more beans.
Cheers.
You need more beans.
The bean juice. That was the smallest bite I think I've seen anyone
Because I'm
ever.
scared.
You need more beans.
Oh, that can happen. They're slippery little guys. That's ambitious.
You need to get a... Oh, they're eating it like they're terrified. You need a big bit, scoop up a load of beans. Bro, it's not gonna kill you.
He's going for it. He's going. Are you?
There we go.
Oh, wow.
There we go. Good man.
It would be better with the barbecue beans. Yes. Here.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
There's nothing unique about beans. Best one ever. What's your flavor? Well, yeah. I don't know how you guys like the UK. You like our flavor. I'm gonna.
So is that what it is? We're just bland. We're just bland. Damn. Have any of you guys watching this video have had beans on toast? Let me know in the comments if you liked it or not. Let me know what you think.
Freaking love this stuff.
Let me know.
Now, I think you're gonna like this.
Really?
I think maybe.
She's surprised.
Best culinary experts.
Oh,
British people, we're not that proud
scones.
of our food in general. However, we are quite proud of our desserts. This is a cream tea.
Oh, cream tea? I thought that's a scone, no? That's a scone.
That looks so fancy. Wait, I like this one.
No, first up, I would try the scones.
Okay, this.
Which one? Okay, he says scone. It's either scone or scone. I say scone.
The scone. I'm pretty sure this is a biscuit. No.
That's definitely a biscuit.
Oh, okay. I do hear a lot of people saying that biscuits are similar to scones, and scones are really nice. So if that's a good comparison, then hey, biscuits must be great.
A scone? A scone?
I would say a scone. You're a scone.
Scone.
Scone. Whatever
It's
it
a
is.
biscuit.
It's not a biscuit.
Biscuit.
Well, cut it in half. Oh no.
I think it's harder than a biscuit, I'm sure. From what I've seen.
Very good. Very
Yeah, I'll take the top.
nicely done.
Like, this is like butter.
It's actually clotted cream.
What?
Does that sound strange?
Okay.
That's unsettling. Like, what are the clots from?
Yeah, that does sound great. Nobody, I don't know what the clotted cream is. Nobody just have cream and jam. Maybe clotted cream is the cream and I just don't use the clotted part. I don't know, that does sound weird.
Those are the only two clots that I'm aware of. Arteries and cream.
With arteries. One's good, one less.
Yeah.
What you need to do now is you have to have the cream and the jam.
Okay.
It's up to you which one you put on first.
But it's non-negotiable.
That you need both.
They both have to go on 100%.
I would recommend putting a huge amount on. Almost like a dollop of ice cream on the top there. No,
Oh, you need more than that. You need as much as you can get on.
that's probably how I'd do it if I was doing like butter. Yeah.
You need as much as you can get on.
You both instinctively kind of know what to do. Yeah. This is impressive.
Now you need some jam.
Spread it out.
On top, spread it out.
Put it all on.
Wait, yeah, why don't you spread
So she can have So it's because of two of us. We need half and half. Wait, what?
What?
It's like when you have like one piece of bread and you just and fold it. Yes.
Hang on.
Wait.
What is going on?
You don't do half jam and half cream. You do jam and then cream, or cream.
But if you go divide it like that, you in the middle you get both at the same time. So.
No, they need to be layered.
And we're both happy. Yeah. And it's like the portions are perfect.
But you want every
every bite to be both. Why? You never want just one.
That would be correct. Because we can find the middle.
This hurts. That is hurts. Tell me what it tastes like. You need to have that. Do I?
What's going on?
Oh my god. It just makes
What's going on? Yo, is everybody terrified of British food? Why? Hey, it's not gonna hurt you. Just pull it all up.
So, Henry, you gotta load that up.
I'm struggling.
All of that stream on there.
Can I got you.
It's actually...
Yo, he's given up. He's just gonna do it himself. He don't care no more. He's like, yo, I'm doing it.
You're angering me so hard.
Let me pass yours as well.
Pass yours as well.
Okay.
We gave them too much. Too much autonomy. This is what happens when you leave the Americans on a loose leash. Yeah. Next thing you know, the tea's in the harbour. Yeah. Everyone's crying.
Exactly. We're burning down the White House.
First one.
Good, right? Good. Now it's even better when you have 2 times more jam and a half more of the cream. Even better. Even better.
It's a biscuit.
Oh, okay.
It's a little hard for a biscuit though.
See, that's what I said. I've not tried a biscuit, but I've seen biscuits, and they look very soft. A scone is quite hard.
So maybe it's not. Yeah, maybe it's a scone.
We don't do recipe.
I like it. That's good. I like that. Why?
Okay, they all like it. That's great. Okay. Whew. We've got one of them.
That is very good. Yeah, I love that.
What are you drinking, T?
Yeah, I could see eating that with like some like soup or something like that.
Soup?
Okay.
I like the cream.
Yeah, clotted cream.
It's a clot you can get behind.
That you can eat.
Yeah, you can eat.
Eat a scone with soup. That's like eating a cheesecake with soup.
Anyway, well, that tastes like it could make some pots. So what exactly is this drink?
Oh, it's tea.
Yeah.
Why is it like, it's not clear?
What do you mean? When is tea ever clear? Oh, is that because of iced tea? It's not perfectly clear.
Looks like coffee. This is English breakfast tea with milk. This is tea. This is tea.
Cup of tea, mate.
Dad's black coffee. Plain.
It's tea.
Dad's tea.
Okay.
It's very hot.
It's quite hot. Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, it's a cup of tea.
So understanding. It's extremely hot.
This tastes like
He's just absolutely slated 99.8% of the whole population of the UK. Cup of tea tastes like dirty water. I'm not even a tea drinker myself, and I'm offended. I prefer coffee, but I'm offended.
Oh yeah, there's like a tea packet in there, and you just didn't really try. You just squeezed it in and took it out.
Oh. Wait. Yeah, that. Wait, yeah, that. How else do you make tea?
That's depressingly a very accurate description of how we make tea.
What kind of flavor do you want in coffee tea?
Flavor?
We have one flavor. Choice is sugar or no sugar. Yeah.
What do you flavor? Yo, you Americans are absolute spoiled with choice. What do you mean flavor of tea? Tea is tea. You don't have flavored tea. You just have sugar or no sugar, no?
Those are two very distinct flavors.
Now, often with a green tea, you would have other cakes, sometimes
Right, yeah.
cucumber sandwiches, that kind of thing. We've got
Sure.
2 other little sweet treats for choice.
I love them. A millionaire's shortbread.
You can break it in half.
Yeah, because
So good.
is that common? Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, there's caramel in there, chocolate. So good.
Because the
least is quite rich. See, like the millionaire is rich.
Got it. It is so good.
Oh, that's a big bite. Yeah, I mean, that's a big bite.
Ooh la la.
What is oozing out of it?
Caramel.
Caramel?
Mm-hmm. The top tastes just like candy bar, but then the bottom tastes like kind of savory.
Oh.
And it tastes like a pecan pie with chocolate on top. Yes.
Oh, really?
That's what it is.
It's like a pecan.
Yo, pecan pie is like that, then I knew I'd like pecan pie. Because I love them. I love them. So pecan pie is like that?
Less pie.
That's what he did.
Less pecan pie.
What about the pecans?
Pecan. Pecan. Am I saying it right? Yeah, pecan. Pecan.
Pecan?
Pecan.
Pecan?
Pecan.
Huh? Pecan.
It's like a chicken.
It's like a tiny pie.
I'm glad the jam didn't fall out.
Oh, jam tarts are good as well. They are. I haven't had one since I was young. But they're good.
Like beans.
They're good. We like our jam.
Is that just like the same thing as this, but in a circle and a top?
More jam. No cream.
Tastes how I expected it.
Okay.
Just tastes like pie from the same jam.
What's not hot?
So it's just like bread and jelly?
There we go.
It's jam.
There we go.
It's good, but it's just good.
What do you mean it's just good? It's great. British food is great, right?
Okay, it's not
It's
great.
great.
Yeah.
It's like Good Britain instead of Great Britain. First introduction to British food?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was definitely very eye-opening.
I hope it hasn't all been terrible.
Oh no, he's actually upset. Is it that bad?
I hope it hasn't all been terrible.
It can't. It can't be that bad. Really? It can't be that bad. They had a great time. They enjoyed a load of nice food. Oh man. I don't know what to think. Don't know what to think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Would you guys eat any of those? Which one looked the least favorite and which one looked the absolute most favorite? Let me know, it'd be nice. Okay, if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I do stream every day on twitch.tv/L3WG. If you guys want to come and say hello, maybe show me some of your food that you guys make and I can check it out live on stream. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'll see you on the next one.
Island Boy. Did that just send you into a fight or flight response? Yeah, I bet it did. That's a name you probably haven't heard in many moons now. The Island Boys have had a huge fall off. Very few people even remember them. I completely forgot they existed until a clip surfaced of one of them doing a 20 women versus one Island Boy, and he was just getting brutally cooked, absolutely roasted. It wasn't like a dating thing, it was more just 20 women line up to insult this guy to his face, but he is so unbelievably stupid, he can't even understand half the insults. It's cinema, and I have to share it with all of you.
Today's video we got 20 women versus one Island Boy.
This intro had me giggling hard. I was hooked immediately. 20 women versus one Island Boy. And the guy's just awkwardly sitting there doing this. That kind of thing. Oh man. I knew I was in for a good time watching this.
Alright, what's up? Listen, I'm the Island Boy. I'm here with this girl. What's her name? Annie. I'm gonna rate you 8.
I didn't think it was possible to have this low of a charisma stat. This guy can very barely get words out of his mouth. and he looks like he is like spamming idle animations on a Mortal Kombat character select screen just to stay somewhat lucid. Because it looks like if he stopped moving for more than like 3 seconds, like stopped swaying, his whole body would shut off. It looks like he is perpetually on the verge of passing out. Like his brain has to work so hard just to get a few neurons to fire to do the bare minimum of human sentience. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before.
I don't know. Are you Asian?
Yeah.
You're Asian? Like fully Asian?
I'm happy at least.
I don't know. Yeah, I heard Asian girls have like it's like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who told you that?
The Asian girls. Yeah.
Oh, it's not me though.
It's not you. Okay. What am I supposed to do? Take yes.
So how you feel when you say swipe right?
Yeah.
Swipe right, good.
Nice! Look at the way the island boy handles business here. Smooth talking, silver tongued Casanova. Are you Asian? I heard Asian girls have something pussy, I think is what he said. And then she said, okay, where'd you hear that? And he just goes, I fucked an Asian girl. So you heard it from yourself. I also don't think he fucked an Asian girl, by the way. I think he was trying to look cool. It's incredible how just, even through the computer screen, I'm getting dry. Like, it's making me, like, shrivel up into myself. I can only imagine what it's like to be in the same room as this kind of vermin. Like, it's like a dementor of vibes. He comes in, he just sucks out all good vibes and leaves nothing but awkward cringe in its wake.
Swipe right.
Right. So she did.
Okay.
You have nothing to say? What?
Okay. Do you have a fake chin or something?
How can someone be this observably dumb? He is an actual imbecile. Every time he opens his mouth, you can hear the idiot inside of him. This guy is actually just fucking stupid. By every measurable metric imaginable, he is just fucking dumb. And he can't interact with people at all. So even on this
I will kill ya! You have no chance!
Annie.